Tense moments at a UNT campus in Fort Worth, but tonight, the all clear.
Click yes to keep your job. A final ultimatum demands excellence from Twitter employees.
Do you have a special talent? Showcase it here at the Lyceum Theater. I'll have more later in the show.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV Nightly News.
Thank you for joining us on ntTV Nightly News. I'm Kyle Orr.
And I'm Naomi Sanchez. The UNT community experienced a tense couple of hours earlier today as a threat was reported at the UNT Health and Science Center in Fort Worth. ntTV's Gabby Carden has the details. Gabby?
Thanks, Naomi. Now, earlier today, UNT's Health and Science Center campus in Fort Worth went into lockdown after a red alert announced a potential for violence at the Interdisciplinary Research and Education building. There were reports of someone inside the building with a weapon. The alert went out around 12:30 this afternoon, telling students and faculty to take shelter immediately. ntTV began monitoring the situation, reaching out to Fort Worth and UNT-HSC officials. Fort Worth police assisted UNT officers during the lockdown and evacuation of the IREB building. Now, as you can see from this map here, the entire Fort Worth campus was on lockdown, and the IREB building was surrounded on multiple sides by police units marked by these yellow lines. Besides uniformed police, a SWAT team was also on site. After almost 2 hours, the red alert was lifted, and UNT-HSC sent out an alert that the emergency condition was over and that normal activities could continue. But what was the final outcome? UNT-HSC's Chief Operations Officer, Ruth Roman, said that the person of interest was found without a weapon. The weapon that was reported turned out to be camera gear. Roman also emphasized that while there was no threat, the response time and collaboration efforts between UNT and Fort Worth PD were swift and effective for the safety of the community. There were no injuries and campus activities returned to normal. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Gabby. Governor Greg Abbott is continuing his program of busing migrants from Texas to other states. Authorities say 28 people arrived early this morning in Philadelphia, with one child suffering from dehydration and was taken to a hospital. This comes within hours of Abbott declaring the influx of migrants across the border as an invasion. He invoked the invasion clause of the Texas Constitution, calling for the National Guard and Texas State Troopers to arrest migrants, and suggested putting gunboats on the Rio Grande. ntTV asked UNT political science professor Dr. Matthew Eshba-Soha why he waited until after the election to make this decision.
There's always politics involved in these decisions. Obviously, we haven't in the last week seen evidence of an intense invasion from the southern border, right? At the very least, it's roughly as it has been. So why now? You might wait until after the election because perhaps this is a pretty heavy-handed and strong-armed sort of move that, maybe moderate voters in the state of Texas wouldn't have supported. So you don't want to rock the boat, no pun intended, when you have a lead in an election.
Eshba-Soha also said this border move could be Abbott's way of testing the waters for a possible run for president in 2024.
And any time you have a popular political figure from a relatively large state, you're always going to have a conversation about a presidential run. So this could be sort of an effort to take a fairly significant step, this show of force, gunboats in the Rio Grande, to test the political waters, to see how donors might respond, to see how others might respond.
And now Governor Abbott isn't the only Texas politician who will be busy in the next few months. More than 800 bills have been proposed for consideration by the state House and Senate. Now, some of those bills are a bit more unusual than you might think. ntTV's Regina Cepeda has more on that. Regina?
You are right, Noemi. Texas lawmakers got their chance to file their own bills on November 14th, and let me tell you, they come in a wide variety. One bill calls for an end to daylight savings time here in Texas, and if approved, then we will all be voting on whether or not daylight savings should be ending next year. And if you just happen to live in Salina, then you might be living in the brand new Halloween County capital, of Texas, if that bill ever passes. That's all that I have for you today. Back to you in the studio.
And now, coming back for weather. You know, it's been such a nice time here in the North Texas area, but I mean, it's really, really cold, Kyle.
I mean, blue skies, sunny skies, chilly weather. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. But let's see what's going on in the North Texas area. Olivia, what do you have for us?
Well, Nomi, chillier temperatures and even cooler breezes will encompass most of this week's weather forecast and even into next week as we touch Thanksgiving on next Thursday. But currently right now in Denton, Texas, the temperature is 49 degrees. That is also our feel-like temperature. Wind speeds are very slow, moving north-northwest, and we have sunny weather conditions. Now later on tonight, the temperature will drop 10 degrees to 39 degrees, but our feel-like temperature will be 37. Wind speeds will still be very slow, and we'll have nice clear skies for our weather conditions. Now later on tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. the temperature will be at 34 degrees, and that'll be our feel like. Later tonight the temperature will dip to 30 degrees, but as you can see it rises up just a tad, but we still get sunny weather conditions. Now later on in the show I'll be able to tell you snow lovers about a possible chance of snow flurries, but until then, back to you both at the desk.
Thanks, Olivia. Coming up, a protest over working conditions at Tesla's new factory in Austin.
And a fashion showcase will be here on campus on December 3rd. More on that after the break.
It's that time of year where everyone plays a dangerous game with the flu. Going in uneducated, you run the risk of symptoms like cough, migraine, and fatigue. Don't be like this guy. Combat the flu with cough drops, ibuprofen, and a good night's sleep. Be smart, don't catch the flu.
The midterm elections are coming up across the country on November 8th, and here at North Texas Television, we'll be giving you live updates throughout the night.
National state race updates, original content on political issues, and bilingual coverage, North Texas Television is here to keep you informed.
We'll also have experts in political science and sociology to share their takes on hot-button issues at stake in these races.
Our live reporters will be covering the evening in Dallas, Denton, and the state capital, Austin, Texas.
Be sure to tune in for midterm election coverage right here on North Texas Television. We'll be going live from 7 to 9 p.m. on Frontier 46, Charter 192, YouTube, and Facebook.
So a man's been walking in the desert for days at a time. He finally comes across a bar and orders a Coke.
That's not funny.
At a time when misinformation is all too common on social media, we take great pride in bringing you the news that matters, that impacts your family, news you can trust. Local broadcast journalists bring you the facts, covering the stories breaking in our community and across the globe. Text TV to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on local journalism. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Veterans Day is the one day out of the year that we can take the time to honor our veterans around us for sacrificing so much for our country. But it's important to recognize that even though many are no longer in combat, they're still facing a struggle that can only be understood by those who were there. Since September 11th, 2001, veteran suicides have been on the rise. According to the USO, research shows that over 30,000 active duty personnel and veterans who served in the U.S. military after 9/11 have died by suicide. This means that in the last 20 years, military suicide rates are 4 times higher than the total number of deaths that occurred during U.S. military operations of that period. Although U.S. operations in Iraq and Afghanistan have dwindled, the effects of these wars on those who were there are everlasting.
We come back over here and people, especially the military, they expect us to be able to know how to just flip that switch, and it's not that easy.
There were a reported 6,146 veteran suicides throughout the country in 2020, which is a rate of over 16 veteran suicides per day.
Unfortunately, it is not uncommon for many of today's veterans to have known a fellow service member who has taken their own life.
Lost one that I was really close to that I used to talk to whenever he'd be in a dark place and stuff like that, and he ended up taking his own life.
This leads many to wonder what can possibly be done to significantly reduce these numbers.
The whole mental health system nationwide is broken. There needs to be more like intensive care for people and more one-on-one time rather than here's some pills, take these, it's going to fix everything, and that's it.
The government has so many other things that it's got going on. It doesn't care about programs. It doesn't care whether we're committing suicide and blowing our brains out or not. They've got too many other things to worry about. So yes, we have to take care of it ourselves. I don't think there's any one solution.
If a veteran you know has thoughts of suicide or is showing signs of distress, please reach out to the Veterans Crisis Line by dialing 998, then pressing 1. You can also reach the U.S. National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255.
And construction workers at Tesla's brand new Gigafactory in Austin, Texas have filed a complaint with the Department of Labor regarding allegations on work conditions and pay. The workers claimed Elon Musk's company did not pay them as they built the factory and that Tesla, quote unquote, put employees' health and safety at risk. Workers Defense Project, an organization that fights for low-income immigrant construction workers in Texas, said that their cases have been filed with the U.S. Department of Labor based on violations at the Austin factory. The Workers' Defense Communications Director claims they're suspecting that there are potentially hundreds more based on reports from workers. Texas Congressman-elect Greg Casar and Austin City Council member Vanessa Fuentes are calling for full investigations. And that is not only Elon Musk controversy, as he gives Twitter employees a difficult decision to make by issuing an ultimatum. In a recent late-night internal email sent by Musk, employees have until Thursday, November 17th at 5 p.m. to comment to extremely hardcore work conditions or leave the company. Musk goes on to say that only exceptional performance will constitute a passing grade, and further explains how Twitter will be much more engineering-driven. The email prompts employees to click yes if they wish to continue working at Twitter. Anyone that does not respond will be let go and given 3 months severance pay. And now, thanks, Regina. And now, Kyle, that is no way to treat your workers, in my opinion.
No, I mean, well, at least they don't have to worry about quitting now.
Yeah.
However, if you are looking for ways to exit your job right away, our reporter Austin Hedgecoth has a special message for you. Austin?
That's right, guys. 2 short words that can make all the difference depending on when and how you deliver them. I quit is never an easy thing to say, but these days many people just want to shoot their boss a text and move on. However, business experts warn that may not be the best way to get your last word. Some companies even have a policy in place outlining exactly how you need to resign when it's your time to move on. For remote work, virtual resignation may be perfectly acceptable, but for most in-person jobs, you need to have a meeting with your boss and tell them what's up face to face. Even a video chat, while a newer addition to many workspaces, may be an acceptable way to have that goodbye conversation. What it really comes down to is long-term impact. Quitting a job is no small thing, and if you do it wrong, it could come back to haunt you later. While every situation is different, in general, experts recommend quitting in person, providing 2 weeks' notice, and staying positive and polite while doing so. Don't spout off to coworkers, don't talk bad about your company online, and definitely don't burn bridges whenever possible. The world is smaller than you think, and letters of recommendation often come in handy. All that being said, I wish nothing but good luck to all the seniors who are graduating this winter and leaving their lives and jobs in Denton behind. And with that, it's back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Austin. Well, talking about quitting, I'm ready to quit this weather because it is too cold out there, Kyle.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I honestly prefer warmer weather, but I mean, Olivia, is that cold here to stay, or what do you have for us?
Well, Kyle, I wouldn't consider 40-degree temperatures or low 50s to be warm, but currently in Denton, Texas, the temperature is 49 degrees. As you can see, out west, our temperature in Graham, Texas is at 48, and when we're looking at Bowie, Texas, that's 46. When we move further east, you'll see that 46 is also in Paris. So neighboring cities are experiencing 40-degree range temperatures, and as you can see in Fort Worth, that 50-degree temperature is actually going to be our warmest in North Texas. When we take a broader look across the Texas region, you'll be able to see out in El Paso, temperature is 48 degrees, and our lowest is at 41 in Amarillo. Now, talking about the western cities of Texas, there's actually a cold front that's going to be moving in from this northwest region down into the southeast, and that possibly may bring, don't get too excited, a few snow flurries. Now, those snow flurries are supposed to happen on Friday, and I'll talk about that in our 7-day forecast. But like I said, 40-degree range temperatures are across the Texas region, and if you are traveling up north, you're not really going to escape cold temperatures, whether you're going to Oklahoma at 39 or out east to Shreveport at 48 degrees. So when we take a look at the 7-day forecast, you'll be able to see that tomorrow, nice sunny degree temperatures, a high of 59, a low of 34, so still pretty chilly. Now Friday, there is a chance of rain. There's a high of 47 and a low of 30. The flurries that are coming in from the western region, that's going to happen on Friday for those western cities. But in Denton, Texas, we likely won't see any of those. On Saturday, partly cloudy conditions. Sunday, mostly sunny conditions. Now on Monday, you'll see that there will be a 40% chance of rain, a high of 51, and actually that chance of rain is going to continue throughout the rest of the evening. There is forecasted to be an overcast, which is simply just a 95% coverage of cloud covering the sky. You're not really able to see the sun. And then when we move out towards what I like to call Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve for us next week, we'll have a high of 58 and a low of 46, and we'll actually have AM clouds, but PM sunny conditions. And right after the sun goes down, which it seems like it's been doing much earlier, we'll have more rain showers. Thank you for joining me for the full weather report this Wednesday evening. Back to you both at the desk.
The UNT brand brings many creative areas and subjects to mind: art, music, media. But what about fashion designers and other fashion employees who jump into the industry working for Nicole Miller, Ralph Lauren, Calvin Klein, and many more? On December 3rd, the fashion department will be hosting the Night at the Museum Fashion Showcase here on campus. Earlier today, we had a chance to sit down with China Wade and Lauren Bryan, the creative minds behind this show, to ask about the benefits and experience of setting up a fashion show right here in Denton.
Great community, we always get the job done, but we also are able to have fun while we're doing it and just bouncing ideas off of each other and just making like one simple idea even greater than we could ever think it could become. So.
It's just a student-run organization, so getting experience, portfolio building, building self-confidence in their work and their performances will always be great for students to achieve, especially at a college level, to help them get ready for the real-world level.
When we asked China and Lauren why they chose to set up this show and why they want to pursue a future in the fashion industry, they agreed it's all about inspiring others while they follow their dreams.
So we really want everyone in the audience, parents, family members, UNT students, or even people just that really like fashion or just interested in art and music, just to really feel inspired, especially just looking and seeing at the art and the hard work that all these talented UNT students that are still in college have been working on like the past 7 weeks, and just see that if they can do it, then they can do it as well.
From a young age, I saw how fashion shows were put together, the process, everything that goes into every rehearsal, breakdown, setup. I was like 10 years old, having to put chairs out for a fashion show. So it just something that's been in my blood for the longest time, and something I will continue to love to do.
So it's something very fulfilling for you.
Oh yeah, it's something I couldn't imagine my life without it.
The Night at the Museum show will take place at the Emerald Ballroom at 7 p.m. on Saturday, December 3rd. Ticket sales are open tomorrow morning through links on the Merchandising INC Instagram account.
But if fashion isn't your passion, UPC is hosting their annual UNT's Got Talent event tonight at the Lyceum. Whether you want to showcase your skills or just watch the performances, this event is one you cannot miss. Our reporter Sierra Pope has more. Sierra?
Thanks, Kyle and Nomi. Do you have talent? If so, don't be afraid to showcase your best dance moves and vocals tonight at UNT's Got Talent. This event is hosted by UPC right here in the Lyceum Theater at 7 p.m. Come out and watch the most entertaining performances at UNT. I'm telling you, this is a free event you do not want to miss. So bring all your friends to UNT's Got Talent and enjoy a night full of amazing performances. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Sierra. A new challenge to tackle for you LEGO fans.
And more on the world of UNT sports with our sports anchor Spencer Grant later on in the show.
Hey man, are you okay in there? You look terrible. Have you been up all night? Don't you know that according to the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, staying up all night can have a negative effect on your GPA? Sleep? Yeah, go to bed.
So a man's been walking in the desert for days at a time. He finally comes across a bar and orders a Coke.
That's not funny.
Eh?
Some fun news for all you LEGO fans. The toy company has come out with a Eiffel Tower set. The set has 10,000 pieces, and once it's constructed, it stands at nearly 5 feet tall. Now, don't go putting this LEGO set on your Christmas list just yet, as it retails for $630. The set will be sold in LEGO stores and online beginning on the annual Black Friday sale.
And speaking of building up, our UNT sports department has just been doing some great things this semester.
Absolutely, that's right. Women's volleyball, men's football, and even the XFL are feeling the effects of Eagle Pride. Spencer, what do you have for us?
That's right, guys. From crunch time in UNT sports to some familiar faces in the XFL, there's plenty for everyone to get excited about. Don't go anywhere.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry, man. Oh, sorry.
Hey, listen to my flow to save some H2O. This my water rhyme, and this is how it goes. First, turn off the sink and take some time to think. When you waste water, our supply shrinks. When you take a shower, not more than an hour. Shoot for 10 minutes and save water power. Use a reusable bottle, smart like Aristotle. Ditch all the plastic and be a role model. And that was my H2O flow. Please remember how it goes, because if you don't, Earth will go, oh no!
The UNT women's volleyball team opens the Conference USA tournament this Friday, where they are set for a quarterfinal matchup against UAB. The Mean Green will make their 13th consecutive conference tournament appearance in its final season of Conference USA play before moving to the AAC next year. The team is riding the momentum of a 3-game winning streak after collecting sweeps over Middle Tennessee, UAB, and Charlotte. The game is set for 2 p.m. this Friday on ESPN+. Your Mean Green football team secured its 14th bowl berth in program history after an impressive homecoming win over Florida International. However, the Mean Green ended up dropping their last game against UAB, meaning a win next weekend is a must if the team wants to secure a rematch with UTSA in the Conference USA Championship game. The Mean Green are set to host Rice next Saturday for the season finale. In the XFL world, their draft is underway, and former UNT running back DeAndre Torrey found his new home with the Vegas Vipers after being selected 69th overall in the 9th round. Additionally, the Seattle Sea Dragons may have found their quarterback of the future, drafting former Dallas Cowboy Ben DiNucci. The XFL draft is set to conclude tomorrow and will include special teams players along with 11 rounds to fill any needs at any other positions. That's all for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Spencer. Now, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but can you teach a dog how to turn itself in when it's lost? Possibly. But for this lost dog in the UK, no training or treats were necessary for her to find her way back home. CNN's Jeremy Roth has more about this incredible story.
A lost dog in the UK has been reunited with her family after taking matters into her own paws and turning herself into police. Surveillance video gone viral captured the moment the border collie named Rosie wandered into a police station in Loughborough. Police say she had run off while on a walk before strolling into the station, where she curled up and patiently waited for help. Officers made the collar and then used the clever collie's collar to reunite her with her owners, who later posted a pic of the drowsy dog, saying being famous is so tiring. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Well, I'm for one, I think that dog deserves the biggest of treats and the biggest bag of dog food you can possibly get it.
I mean, come on. She found her way home by herself. That's rare.
I need Google Maps wherever I go, me personally.
Yeah.
I think we all do.
Yeah, we really do.
Thank you so much for watching ntTV Nightly News.
Thanks. Join us again tomorrow here on North Texas Television.